everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I wanted to do a video that shows 10 colouring books that I could not live without. I got this idea from Colouring with Anna on Instagram. She had 10 books she would take on a desert island. Now until I have just recently seen the desert island colouring tag by Colouring Bumblebee that came out yesterday. I did not know this was a tag a couple of years ago, as I wasn't on YouTube then. I'm in no way copying Jess from Colouring Bumblebee, but I just thought that it was a good idea that Colouring with Anna off of Instagram had come up with. And yeah, so I've picked 10 books that wouldn't necessarily take to Desert Island, but if these were the only 10 books that I could ever have in my collection as of like right now, then these are the 10 books I would have picked. Now, they aren't in any kind of order, and a lot of them are from maybe the start of my collection as well, because obviously I've coloured in them more than some of my newer books. So obviously over time that might change, and if I did this in 6 months' time it might be slightly different. But all I can do is go by what I felt like I would not live without today. So let's get started. So the first colouring book I have is, let me just zoom in a bit. The first few are smaller. So this is Animox de la Forêt. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And this is by Caroline Allen. Now this is quite a new book to my collection, but the reason why I picked it was because it's got so much variety and it's a smaller book, like a pocket size. Well, I wouldn't say it's my pocket size book, but they call it a pocket size book, don't they? I've only just started one page in here, which I'll show you, and that is a body colour with Laura from Kaleidoscopic Colours this month. So yeah, it's got a lot of variety in different animals. It's got full pages, smaller images. It's also got wallpaper pages. It's got images in like circle designs as well. Don't know if it's got any double spread pages, but I've already flagged a few that are my favourites anyway. That was for I think it was for a previous video that I did. Or maybe it was just something I did because when I first got this book I really liked it. Or still really like it. But yeah, also you can do them for different seasons as well. So like this one's more Christmassy. Definitely my favourite pages in the book, yeah, that's what I've marked. But I think the variety and the florals and the animals really appeal to me as well. I think I'll also do a video on sort of my 10, not top colouring supplies, but 10 supplies that I can't live without. So the ones that I use on a day-to-day basis, that I can maybe use in these books as well. But that will be a different video, so yeah. Just giving you a quick flip through of each of these books. I think I've had this one, I think I got this for my birthday, so I've had it since May. Yes, I think, yeah, my sister got it for me. This is the page that I'm currently working on, and I've just used Brute Venus squares and a Derwent blender pencil so far. So this page will be finished by the end of July. Yeah, I don't believe there's any double spread pages in here, but that's not a problem because double spread pages kind of, they make you feel like they take longer, so they kind of intimidate you, don't they? Or they do to me anyway. So let's just go a bit quicker. I bought, this book came up in my July plans video, so if you'd watched that, a lot of you would have seen a lot of these images anyway. And then you've got some single-sided pages at the back. So that is Anime de la Forêt by Caroline Allen. The next book, of course, that I would take would be my project book, Small Victories by Johanna Basford. And I have filled this book up quite nicely. If you follow my channel, you know that I at least do one page in here a month. Not to get it completed by the end of the year, but It's just such a small handy book that you can just pick up and do a couple of pages a month or a page a month. So this one would definitely be coming with me. And I did this one in May 2025. Started that on holiday. Then I did these both, what was it? Yeah, I used the same colours over the 2 pages. This was in October 2024. I've just completed this one, so that will be coming up in my July completed pages. And that was using this colour cube, colour palette. So yeah, there's still quite a few pages to do in here. I really enjoyed doing this one as well. This one was a lot of fun. That was in September 2024, going into the autumn season. This one was in March 2025, and this one was like a gel pen challenge. So it's all just gel pens. So there's a lot of sparkle, if that's showing up on the camera. Then this one, February 2025. I believe this was with my Brutfina macaroons because it was a pastel page. Then I did, I've got some bleed through from the page. This page here, never mind. This was June 2025. This was just completed. This was just a simple straight colouring. Yeah, I think if I was to get a second copy of this, it would definitely be of this book. This was done in January 2025, and this was, I remember this being a cold colour prompt, so I had to colour using only cold colours. Or was it, no, I think this was cold colours. Or was it the prompt that was brown, reds, blues, yellows? It might have been that prompt. This was one I did early on in July 2024. Again, I just wanted to try out gel pens, so there's quite a lot of sparkle on that one. Did these in July 2020, this in July 2024. I remember doing this with my friend Shannon, and we did sort of one a day. This was a lot of fun. And then I did this one in August 2024 because I absolutely love sausage dogs. So that one also. This one was one of the, I think this was the first page I did in this book, and this was June 2024. And I'd got a background. I think I'd used the colour inspiration from Pamela's Passion for Pencils as sort of the background, and then yeah, that one's very bright and bold. I don't like these gel stars that I kind of put in the background, but it is what it is, isn't it? Then I did this one in October 2024, and this was a body colour with Kyra from Pictured Purpose. Then I did these two recently. This was April 2025 and June 2025, spring and summer. So that one's come out quite nicely. And it's nice to have two side by side. And I've got autumn and winter to do. Not wishing the summer away though, so I sort of prepped this page ready for colouring. I wanted to do it in boxes. And I've marked, don't know why I've marked this page, but never mind. I did this in February 2025. I think it was do a water scene, my prompt. So yeah, I picked that page. And then I just did the end page recently, and again I had the prompt gel pens, so I just did this in gel pens, and I love how it's turned out. And there is a lot of glitter on there, if you can see. So yeah, that's that one. I'm going to take that tag off because I'm not sure what that tag is for on those pages there. Take that tag off. So that is Small Victories by Johanna Basford. That's book number 2. Book number 3 is Nuno's Therapy. This is another small book like the Forest book, and it is by Diane Defoe, and it's known as the Teddy Bear book, and I have done 2 pages in this book, and I've got another buddy colour set up with Kate from Kate's Colouring Haven in August. No, I haven't. We were going to do one. We were going to do this, but then we changed to Rita Berman, so I can get rid of that actually. That's why that confused me, because that note was there. So I did this page, which this is probably one of my all-time favourite pages that I have done, and this is this was done in March 2025. So I haven't had this book too long, but I just love the way the pencils go down the paper. I love the way that I've done the background on this. That was done with gel crayons, so I have a video up on how I do gel crayon backgrounds if anyone's interested, and I can link that in the description box below. And this book is absolutely adorable. It's got 100 images in, like the animal, the Foro one did as well, and it literally just goes through. Well, you've got seasons in here as well, but you've got so many images of this cute bear to colour. This is one I did with Kate's Colouring Haven June 2025, and it was the Lighthouse page, which I wanted to get to for quite a few months, so we did that one, and I based that with a lot of Inktense. I love the way that's turned out, and the paper took the water. I've got a bit of bleed through, but I can cover that up. I think sometimes the darker colours, especially like you see with that, sometimes like the yellow was quite bright, it's gone through, or on the other page that you saw, I spray my pages with hairspray, and sometimes if you get it too wet, the colour will go through. So I know what's happened. It's just one of those things, isn't it? So it's not too big of a problem, I don't feel. And if I wanted to, I could quite easily cover those areas up. So yeah, I just think this is an absolute adorable book. This will be a great one to do in winter. Look. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. This reminds me of, I don't know, Goldilocks, just getting messy and into everything, and then she leaves a mess, doesn't she, before she goes to sleep. Isn't that the way it goes? Doesn't she eat everything, eat all the porridge and try all the chairs and then goes to bed? Yeah, so that just reminds me of that. Look at this one, it's so cute. To be honest with you, I think all the pages in here are adorable, so we won't go through every single one saying they're cute, because we'd be here all day. You've got a lot of variety. You've got some with just the heads, and then like a nice background. You've got some scenes. Again, no double spread pages. Oh, no. This can't be a double spread, because that's, well, no, because that's winter. And that's in the summer, so no. Nearly stumped me there. But yeah, I think you've got a page for however you're feeling, whatever season, whatever mood. You could just colour these. So that's why this is why this would be in my collection. Plus the paper, like I said, the paper is so good. I had thought about colouring maybe this one for my bear prompt this month. I'm not sure I'll get round to that prompt, unfortunately, but I shall try my best. Got a lot going on between work, colouring and hospital appointments for my little one, unfortunately. Yeah, so now I have to go in for more scans and more midwife appointments. Oh, sorry, if you didn't already know, I'm having a little girl in September, and yeah, it's just, yeah, I have to go in for like scans and midwife appointments every couple of weeks now. So yeah, this is the 4th book I have, and this is Dive Out Under under De Lupa Zulander by Rita Berman, and of course I had to incorporate a Rita Berman book into my top of 10 books I couldn't live without. And I picked this one because of the variety, the animals and the florals in it. I've done a few pages out of this book, and I have one planned for August. At least you think of your words. This book is absolutely adorable. It has lots of either small designs, bigger designs. I know she's come out with the new, is it Hidden Earth? And it's a bigger one, but I quite like the size of these books, and because they're the same images, there's no need for me to get the other English versions. So again, you've got circle designs, wallpaper designs, even double spreads in this book, and the paper is lovely as well. So this is the book, this is the page that I'm doing in August with Shannon off of Instagram, and I'll probably do this page and then keep the colours maybe to incorporate them into this page as well, so bring it across so it looks cohesive. But that's August's problem. I have done a couple of pages in here, they're nearer the back though. Look at this page, I love this page. Look at all the little squirrel, well, they're acorns, but they're like little houses, aren't they? So I've done this page, I did this page with Laura from Kaleidoscopic Colours. We did it in November 2024. It doesn't feel that excuse me, it doesn't feel that long ago that we did it, but I love how this one's turned out. And again, I used my gel crayons for the background here. Again, you've got ones for different seasons as well. There was like a snowflake one there, you could, deer one, snowflake one you could do in winter. You've got more jungly ones as well. There'll be more summer. And I did this one in September 2024 with Jess from Colouring Bumblebee, and I've kept my colour combos over from here to go over to here because some of the detailing is the same, so I'd want to keep that very similar. I love all the flamingos in this book. Yeah, and that is the Land book by Rita Berman. The next book I have is Enchanted Creatures. This is by Lolita Aya, and it's a Zen Doodle colouring book. The reason why I chose this was because I've only done one page in it. I've had it for quite a while, but the paper is to die for, and I think that I used my Woomer pencils in here actually. Let me just check. Yeah, I believe I used my Woomer pencils in here, and they absolutely went down a dream. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing if any other pencils go down better or whether to stick to Woomers. But it's a gorgeous book. They're all on single-sided, so you could use alcohol markers, but for me, I don't know how I'd get into the detailing with alcohol markers. I'm still looking into sort of some fine liners, some water-based fine liners. If you guys know the sort of the best water-based fine liners to get, then leave a comment for me below, because I'm sort of kind of researching them at the moment. I have found that the Staedtler pigment brush pens, pack of like 60, but they're a bit expensive. They're on my wish list, but they're a bit expensive. So yeah, that is maybe my next investment at some point. So each page has like a name for it, and you go through birds first, then water beasts, you go into the woods and then flying insects. So it's laid out like that. So you've got all the birds to start off with. And so this one's Elegance of Hummingbird. I have got a full flip through of this on my channel, so I will link that in the description box below as well. The owl, toucan, peacock, cardinal, rooster, swan, flamingo. I found a really good colour combination for flamingo, so I'm really excited. That's why I love seeing a flamingo page now. Oops, sorry. Kingfisher, parrot. Then we go into the water, so it's turtle, whale, stingray, or manta ray, sorry, koi carp, jellyfish, captivating crab. I love this because in his shell he's got like a scene. Seahorse, dolphin. You probably don't need me to explain all of these, so I'm going to stop. Then we go into woodland. I am really looking forward to doing this. I don't know when I'll have a chance to do it in this autumn season, but I'd love to do this. This is the page that I have done, and I did it in February 2025 with Karen from My Colourful Country Life, and her page turned out beautiful as well. Did a really great background, and I just used a lot of like golden, super golden markers for the dotting and the circles in the background. But I really enjoyed doing this page, and like I said, the colours just kind of melted together on this paper. Yeah, like you can hear the the paper is like cards, or really good quality, like cards, nearly cardstock. That's why I feel like I'm maybe turning over 2 pages instead of just 1. Yeah, so that is Enchanted Creatures by Lolita Aya, and I'd love for her to bring out another book. I keep seeing like her doodle designs like on Instagram, and I keep thinking, oh, is she going to bring out another book? But I'm not sure. She hasn't mentioned anything on Instagram that I've seen, but that would be fantastic if she did. Now we're getting into, let me zoom you back out, the bigger books now. This is World of Flowers by Johanna Basford, and of course I had to include another Johanna Basford book, and I think this is still one of my favourites of hers, and is an older book, but yeah, and because I've had it for quite a while, I've done quite a few pages in it, and we'll obviously go through those as I show you. I still think the paper quality is amazing in this book, and it's like a crisp white. There's just so many pages I could still colour. I haven't actually got round to doing a lot of Johanna Basford pages at the moment. And in August, I think that I will have a Johanna Basford month. So apart from obviously the buddy colours I've got set up, I think I'll be focusing on Johanna Basford books. So that'll be coming up in my plans. I did this one in July 2024, so a year ago, and I love how it's come out. I did use the gel crowns in the background. They're not the only thing I use as a background, I promise, but they obviously give a good effect. And I did this with a group of girls off of Facebook. I think this was one of the first books that I got, and so I set up a group on Facebook, and yeah, I really like how it's turned out. I think both groups that I've got on Facebook, we did pages out of here. This was the first page that I did, This was May to June 2024, and I just love the blue and the pink together. I mean, obviously I would have shaded it slightly different now, and I've learned so much more, but just playing around with like the greens on the leaves and the highlights and where the shadows should be. This was a great page to start with. And I would have done that in Brute Funas. I did some white detailing, and again gel crayons for the background. I suppose because I was quite happy with how the backgrounds turned out and they were quite simple and easy, that's why I probably stuck with gel crayons quite a bit. Now obviously I venture out to different things. I do like the sprinkling effect with Winsor Newton ink. I also do like just like pencil backgrounds, but they take longer. So again, this is an absolute beautiful book. Oh my word, another one with a gel background, a gel crayon background, and I absolutely love this one. I remember doing this again with a group of girls off of Facebook, and this was my first sort of sunset effect background, and I remember it coming out fabulously. This probably was right up there with one of my favourite pages at the time. This one I did in August 2024. So again, this would have been Brute Funas, and I can't remember what group I did this from or with, so forgive me. But I also used the opal, the Ganzi Tambe opal watercolour paints on the butterfly here and the bee's wings. So if that's catching in the light, you'll be able to see, and I need to use that a lot more on like wings and water and stuff. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and then I outlined it with some washi tape just so I didn't have to do a full background. So you guys, I don't always do a gel crayon background, I promise. And then this one was done as a buddy colour. Flowers weren't very realistic. I did them like multicoloured, and then I added some of these butterfly stickers on. Yeah, and I did this one in October 2024, and this was inspiration from a skull I'd got in Mexico, and then I tried to do the splatter effect background. I don't know why I put these dark stars in. I'm not overly happy with the background on here, but it was my first attempt at a Winsor Newton sprinkle effect, and I've also got that as a video showing this page actually. But unfortunately I didn't realise the greeny teal blue colour that I used must have a higher pigment colour than the sparkle of the gold, so that's actually gone through to the back page, so I'm going to have to cover that up. Unfortunately, such a beautiful double spread. I'm just going to have to try my best to cover that up, and then that's it. Yeah, so I did some testing with the opal paints there, and this is World of Flowers by Johanna Basford. The next book couldn't live without would be Matchstick Mouse, a springtime colouring book. Of course I had to include a Morgan O'Brien's book, Matchstick Mouse. I actually only have two of the Matchstick Mouse, and then I've got the Colouring Heaven Pocket Edition one. This was my favourite one, and that's why it was like sort of the first one in my collection. And I have done a few out of here, but because they're single-sided and Amazon paper, I use alcohol markers, and I think the images are just so cute. I mean, to be honest with you, you probably could come in here more than in the springtime to colour this. I did this one and I forgot to date it, so I must go back to date it. Can't remember when I did it, but I know I did it with my Ohuhu alcohol markers, so it must have been probably after Christmas this year, and that one came out really well. I've got a bit of bleed through because I must have forgotten to put paper underneath, but lucky enough it's brown and I can make this guinea pig brown. Yeah, there are quite a few images in here. Actually, I thought I did more than this, but they must be nearer the back then, unless I've only done one or two. It's thinner paper, so I also did this one. This was August 2024, and this was when I had, yes, this is when I had limited alcohol markers. So this would have been, the mouse would have been done with my Shaw and Marsh alcohol markers, and all of it actually, this page. And then on this mouse just here, she would have been done with Shaw and Marsh alcohol markers, and the rest with Ohuhus, just because then I can keep the mouse the same throughout. Yeah, I was glad when I upgraded because I have more colours. I think it was only like a 36 set and I was very, very limited, but I wanted to keep the mouse the same throughout this book, so I still will be using the Shaw and Marsh alcohol markers that I have. I only really do 2 pages in this book. That is shocking. I must do more. No, 3. I did this one in September 2024, and this was with Laura from Kaleidoscopic Colours. This was again with my Shaw and Marsh alcohol markers, and then my mind has gone blank. Brit Funa's over the top, and for some reason looks like I've got a bit of sparkle on the grass. I don't know how that's happened. Or oh, was it like a green? Must have been a green Sakura Jelly Roll Stardust. How odd, just on the front bit there. Don't know what was going through my mind, but never mind. Yeah, so that's those pages out of Matchstick Mouse by Morgan O'Brien, a springtime colouring book. Of course, I had to add in one of my newest books by Camilla Angelkova, 50 Jungle Miniatures, because I absolutely fell in love with these books. Yes, I have ordered more, and yes, you'll see them. You'll see it in a haul video coming up probably in August. This one wasn't my favourite for a while. When I first got the books, I thought that 50 Woodland Miniatures was my favourite, but then when I started to flip through this, Jungle Miniatures became my favourite, so I had to pick it. And again, it is absolutely adorable. All these little animals, different scenes, and yeah, I just can use alcohol markers because they're single-sided. Just so easy to colour. I can get a page done in like less than a day, and yeah, it just, I do Ohuhu alcohol markers, and then I go over, I think it was with Wimmer pencils, but I did this one in June 2025, and I added some glossy accents to the eyes, so I don't know if you'll be able to see that, if that's showing up on here, hopefully. And I think I did it. Did I do another one in here or not? I think that might have been the only one I did actually, but I'll just give you a quick flip through. Again, single-sided. A lot of us on YouTube, we put like circles around them, or you can put squares around it, just so you don't have to fill the whole page with a background. So this would be great for a circle background, and actually I really quite like that one. The hippo asleep. Oh, and the frogs are cute as well. Yeah, just, and you've got 50 images in here, so this would keep you occupied for a while. I think Jess from Colouring Bumblebee, she's very close to finishing her, is it Mythical Beasts? One of these, but yeah, they're only just new to my collection, so they won't be finished anytime soon. And if you follow my channel, you'll know that one of my videos I mention that I don't actually want to finish a book because then I won't be able to have choice from that book unless I was to buy it again. But yeah, I'm quite happy having non-finished books, not untouched books, just ones that I've all coloured in, but not completely finished, because I like to flip through and find a page in every single book that I've got. Not that my collection is massive, but it is growing. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, so that is 50 Jungle Miniatures by Camellia Angel Cover. And the next book I have, number 9, we're nearly there. Number 9 is Summer Nights, illustrated by Hannah Coulson. And this was the first Hannah Coulson book I got, and it's probably still my favourite. I pre-ordered the Good Jewel, which is Merry Christmas in the English version. So until that comes through, this is still my favourite for now. And I've done a couple of pages out of here, but I absolutely adore this book. I have got a palette and inspiration for this page already on Pinterest that I would like to do. These 2 pages are some of my favourites in the book as well. This has a lot of florals in this book and not a lot of portraits. That's why I chose this as my first Hannah Coulson book, because portraits still intimidate me. But yeah, I absolutely adore this book. All these owls here. I say not too many portraits. I've seen about 3 or 4 so far, but it's the least portraited book I believe that she has, or she had at the time. And to be honest with you, it's not like a whole portrait, is it? I just need to learn how to do skin detailing a bit. Maybe that's something that I can focus on one month. I really like this page as well. You could have so much fun with his tail. You've got some smaller images in here as well, which, like this wouldn't take too long, but then you'd have to think about what you're going to do on the background. Probably gel crayons. No, guys, I don't always do gel crayons. But they are an easy, quick way of getting, you know, a really good background for those beginners. And that's basically what I was, or still what I am. So, I'm not an artist, or I don't really have a colouring background. I just picked this up, and that's sort of for my mental health. So yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of pages in these books. This is one of her older versions, so these are the books with quite a lot of pages in them. I promise I have done a page. Oh look, not a gel crayon background. Now this one probably is up there with one of my favourite all-time images that or pages that I've done. This was done in May 2025, and this is an all pencil background, and it's come out so smooth. So that one, yeah, I just love I did opposites on the colour wheel as well. So it's bright and it stands out, and I really like how that one turned out. Then I did this on the other page. This one was a buddy colour with Geordie from Geordie Colours, and this was done in November 2024. And I remember we were both super scared of doing like these gems. So we this was sort of our practice page for that, and I think we both learnt a lot, and hopefully we're both not scared now. And yeah, I think that's the only 2 I've done in this book, but it is one that I'd love to come back to, and again, one that I couldn't live without. So that is Summer Nights by Hannah Coulson. The next book I've got is, or the last book I've got, so book number 10 is Twilight Garden by Maria Trill, and I have to include the Maria Trill book because this was the first Maria Trill book I got, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Both of these Hannah Colson ones and Maria Trill ones, the hardback books, absolutely adore just the quality of them. And yeah, I've done some pages out of this book as well. So again, this was before Maria Trill put in her little girl or any kind of like, I don't know, there's like these little like flying objects that fly around on her pages. So I just think this is really cute, and florals are my thing. So these two pages are absolutely adorable. Actually, every page in here is adorable. I did this one in August 2024 with Geordie from Geordie Colours. This was all done with Brute Fooners. I love the background, look, how it pops off the page against the black background. And yeah, a little bit of sparkle in these flowers. I don't know if that's showing up in the centre of these flowers here. But yeah, I just love that one, how it's turned out and the colours that I used. So yeah, she has some images on white backgrounds and some images on black backgrounds. And then that just takes the element of doing a background out of it for me. And you can get some colours that really pop. This page I really like. I did this one in June and July last year. This was probably before I started properly recording down my pages. That's why I switched to June and July. And the other one was like, the other one you saw was May and June. I did this one as a buddy colour with Laura from Kaleidoscopic Colours. I think she was maybe my first like proper individual buddy colour as well. I just love how the strawberries are turned out, the leaves on this. There's no other like detailing apart from Brute Fooners. So no white highlights, no, it's just literally Brute Fooners, that's it. But I love how I've done the blueberries and how the strawberries are turned out. So, and I've got this colour combination for the leaves saved as well. So that was a really good page. I really enjoyed that. And some of these, I know that some of this combination was off of Pamela's Passion for Pencils. I can see, I know these flowers were. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. No background on that one, guys. I think that's the only two pages that I have done actually out of that book. But again, absolutely beautiful pages. And to be honest with you, I probably could have added another couple of Maria Trill's books in. Have I got another couple? I've got Nightfall. Oh, Mad Tannicum. Yeah, I probably could have added both of those into my top 10. But I wanted a variety of artists, and seeing as this was my first book, I thought that I had to add it in because I can see myself colouring every single image out of this book. Every single image. And yeah, it's just absolutely adorable. I think for this one, I would keep the colours very similar, even though they're not a double spread, because this one, I feel like it could flow over to that page, so I'd have to keep the colours for that one and that one very similar. In Nightfall, and going on from that, you have an index, so Maria then tells you what all these flowers are. So you can look up inspiration online or in books. This one doesn't, so you have more of well, you can still have free reign of how you want to colour any book, but this one doesn't, so you could just colour it how you fancy. So that is Twilight Garden by Maria Trill, and yes, I must come back to colour some more out of this book. So these are the 10 books I would have in my collection if I can have any other books at all. If there are any of those books that your favourite, please leave me a comment below, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.